The window has now progressed to where I decided what to put in the middle, which I thought I would use a white mottled glass, but I did not. I decided to use a Spectrum. It's a real light mauve, even though on this board it appears pretty dark. It's not. So I'm fluxing the window right now. Sometimes you need to tack solder your window if you have pieces that are going to move around, if you like the accuracy that you're creating. I tack soldered this here, this one here, this one here. You can tack solder as you go, just so things stay in the place where you want them to be. I use steel wool to clean off my iron tip. All the glass is cut, the window is done. As far as all the glass cutting goes, I'm now soldering the top of the glass. By the way, I'm one of those kind of people that I want all textures up. Some people are funny about that. They want all textures down. I like all my textures up. My eyes have little hands on them. They want to touch the textures. Most people actually do want to touch the textures, and they will feel the textures. I want my eyes to do the same thing, as though they're feeling the textures. Some people put their textures upside down. That's totally up to them. Well, actually, there is no upside down. As long as they feel it's the right way, then that is the way. So I'm making everything blend in now at this point. If I see anything in this soldering at this time, at this juncture, now is where I want to fix it, because I like, once I get done, I don't like to putz around, because that's your opportunity to break glass. So get whatever it is you're after. Nice smooth lines. Take the seams out if you can. If you got any pop marks from your flux spitting, then do it. You notice I haven't put any flux on. Other than this, I use Canfield Coppermate flux. It's the best, I believe. And I'm not using a rheostat. This iron cannot keep up with me, although it's a great iron. It's a 100-watt iron made by Inland called the Maroon and White. I like them. It's a good iron. It's fairly consistent. It's not one of those $150 irons, granted. You always have to have more than one iron on hand, by the way. No matter if you're paying $20 or $200, you've got to have two, because an iron, for the most part, will never tell you when they go out. And if your iron goes out, you're out. So you always need a backup. It's always good to have a backup iron sitting on the shelf for that day if that iron should go out. For the most part, the heating elements go out in them. They don't generally just slowly go out. I have gone, soldered a window, went to lunch, came back and turned on the iron was totally dead. I mean, that's how it can happen. So never get stuck with just one iron, because you may get stuck waiting for that next iron to come in. So whenever you order an iron, that's your opportunity to try something new. Get another iron. I've been trying irons off and on for 15 or so years. I like trying out new irons. There's always that possibility the magical one is going to come about. This should be a pretty good window, pretty nice window. The next step after this is to put the zinc edging on. It's a solid zinc edge for support. And I'm not going to frame this one typically like I would have in the past and use an oak frame on it. I'm just going to use the zinc as a frame. I'll put mounting hooks on it so that somebody can just hang it. I think I'm going to hang it as a diamond, by the way, not as a square, because it'll make the window appear bigger by doing it as a diamond, and most people wouldn't hang it or make it as a diamond, so that attracts me. Doing what most people would not do is attractive. These workboards are pretty handy. You can turn your board. I have not moved in my chair. Soldering, relaxing as I solder. If I solder, right now you see I'm soldering from the left to the right or top to the bottom to me. I like doing it that way. Works for me. I might not be able to get this whole center done in the time of this video, so what I'll do is I'll get a little bit farther, then I'll stop so you can see a close-up. I used a 50mm faceted jewel for the center, so it adds a, otherwise these guys are called smooth cabochons, these four. And these side ones, they're smooth. There's no facetry to them. They're actually kind of neat. They're like the old hubcaps. They call them Moonies. I think they could look really good. In some of my other videos, they're really awesome to coat them with dichroic. So you'll see in some of my other windows, panels, dichroic applications, I've made these cabochons are ideal to make into dichroic. So, see you on the next video.